Of course, the news has been heavy these past couple of days, makes it hard to process and kind of, well, face the day. Sometimes, well, something mental health experts will tell you, you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And one thing you can do in the Boise area especially, get out in the foothills for a hike, a breather, take in some fresh air, maybe even see the sun in times like these. Just get away for a bit. This time of year, though, the trail systems see conditions that people need to avoid. If they're muddy or wet trails, they can be damaged if people decide to use them, leading to closures. And while too much damage is done, those trails can be ruined. Boise Parks and Rec want people to enjoy the trails for sure, but they are also drawing attention to the fact that some people get to those trails, they see the bad conditions, and they think, well, I'm not going to do too much damage, and they continue on anyway. So there's a brand new tool to let people know real-time trail conditions. Here's Joe Paris.
Winter temperatures are here, but that will never keep Idaho adventurers inside and off the trails. This time of year, though, there are extra consideration for those trail goers.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely headed into muddy trail season, and it is something that people need to be aware of and kind of be well informed before they hop out on the trail each time they go out.
Lisa Duplessis is the Foothills and Open Space Superintendent for Boise Parks and Rec. She explains, hitting the trails when there are muddy and wet conditions can cause issues. There's a reason why Parks and Rec and trail managers ask people to avoid trails during those times.
If people go on muddy trails, it can cause a lot of erosion. We have a lot of clay in our soil, so it can cause rutting and just lots of different issues with the trail. It can widen it unnecessarily and just not be good for the system as a whole.
Yes, the trails are maintained and monitored, but there is a lot of land out there. It's really a community effort to make sure that the trail system remains in good condition.
We're a small crew trying to keep 200 miles of trail usable. And so the more we can educate and have people work with us to keep it maintained, the best.
Part of that education effort, a brand new tool, real-time trail condition updates.
What people can do is come onto the website, and in the top left corner, there's a drop-down menu, and you can go to current trail conditions. And so as you click that, there's a color-coded key, if you will, and it kind of lets you know the current conditions of trails. So red, muddy, try and stay off. And then it goes all the way down. So, you know, some trails this time of year are frozen and then will thaw during the day. So they're okay to be on in the morning, but it's not something you want to do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it gives kind of all that different information, lets you know if it's snow covered, and just really will help people make a safe choice for not only them, but also the trail system.
So how are the real-time updates aggregated?
We have a trail crew that goes out and assesses trails and tries to have that updated each morning. The other thing that people can do is we also post updates on our Ridge to Reverse Facebook page, and if people are out there and see something that we don't, they're more than happy to comment, let us know, or even email us and let us know if there's a condition that we somehow missed or haven't gotten up yet.
The hope is that the real-time info will help illustrate the impact people can have on the trail system.
Muddy trail season is something that we've always been challenged with, and trying to educate people even as they get on the trails or just talk about it in general, but this is an actual hands-on tool that they can use. So it's something we've been talking about for a long time, and now have just been able to actually get in the works and make it happen for everyone.
Good habits now will translate to better conditions when the warm spring returns next year.
The damage that's done this winter and even going into the spring is hard for our crew to maintain. So there's 200 miles of trail, and as trails get damaged, it takes a lot of time to fix that in the spring and summer going into the next year for heavy use. So it can cause the trails to be more dangerous for people to use, and just in general not great for the trail environment.
And you can find the link to this brand new map in this story at KTVB.com. We'll have that up here shortly after the news at 5 here on the 208. But Brian, a conversation that I wanted to have, and just to be frank here, there are people that I've spoken with that say, well, I know how to be on the muddy trails. I know what I'm supposed to do. I can walk around the issues. The problem is if you have a whole city of Boise and everyone says, well, I know how to do it. Then all of a sudden, then no one's doing it.
Well, and I get it. Maybe you have to drive to the foothills. Yeah. Maybe you're in the South County area and you went, I just came all this way. I want to get in a run. I'm not going to do that much damage, kind of thing.
Right. So now the tool is for anyone that says, well, I showed up, I don't know. Yeah, you don't make the drive. You can look online. You can say, oh, okay, this is an area that I shouldn't be going to. And something that Boise Parks and Rec is also talking about is this tool is also a great thing to discover new trails and new adventures out there in the foothills. Some people are creatures of habit. They like to do the same thing over and over. This way, if your favorite trail needs some maintenance or it's too muddy, a lot of other options.
All right. Thank you very much, Joe.